Welcome back, everybody. Some developing news happening right now. Governor Cuomo is on a conference call after he just updated the state on the daily coronavirus, and also, as we reported earlier in the show, as another woman is accusing him of inappropriate behavior. We're going to listen in to the question and answer portion of this right now.
Independent investigators today, and I'm going to respect that investigation that the Attorney General is doing, and the investigation will get the facts. Every woman has a right to come forward. I encourage that. Let the investigation get the facts, and we'll take it from there. On the DOH report, I would ask Beth if she would comment on that.
Yes, so we've previously commented on reports that there was an alteration or change in the data. No one from Chamber ever altered fatality data. There was a different data set that was analyzed, and ultimately the data set that was published confirmed the same conclusions that the unverified data set did, also confirming that the March 25th advisory was not a primary driver of deaths in nursing homes, and due to the lack of verification at the time that the report was being compiled, the smaller data set was used. And because that too is also the subject of an ongoing investigation, we cannot comment any further on that.
Okay, thank you, Beth. Next question, operator.
Your next question comes from the line of Andrew Donovan from News Channel 9. Your line's now open. Please proceed.
Governor, two questions for you. In 2018, within about 3 hours, allegations against Eric Schneiderman came out. You called for his resignation. He resigned. Why doesn't that same expectation apply to you? And what have you told your daughters? How have you had the conversation with them? We've gotten to know them at your briefings. What's been your conversation with your daughters about these allegations?
Yeah, there's obviously allegations, and then there are allegations, right? And there's a spectrum of allegations. There's capital crimes, there's physical violence, right? Down to more minor allegations. I told them what I told you, which is I never touched anyone inappropriately. I never made any inappropriate advances, and no one ever told me that they felt at the time that I made them feel uncomfortable or awkward. Women have a right to come forward. The answer here was, let's have an investigation and then get the facts on the actual allegation. That's the smart way. We have an allegation. Let's find out what the facts were. You can allege something. It might be true, might be not true. You may have misperceived. There may be other facts. So let's get the facts, and that's what the investigation does, and that's what the Attorney General is doing, and that's what we should all respect. Next question, operator.
Your next question comes to the line of Dan Clark from PBS. Your line's now open.
Hey, Governor, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, Dan.
Hey, Governor. Just wondering, with all of these allegations flowing around, I know that it's obviously a year off, but are you reconsidering a run for a fourth term? I know that you had previously committed to doing that, but I know a lot of people in political circles are wondering whether you're going to go ahead with that fourth term or whether you're going to step aside.
Dan, first, today is not a day for politics, right? I'm focusing on my job. My job is vaccines, getting a budget done, rebuilding New York. Second, Dan, you don't know any facts, right? You know allegations. You don't know facts. Let's operate on facts. And we have an investigation, qualified investigators picked by the Attorney General. Let's get the facts, and then we can have a discussion on the facts. Let's take one more, operator.
Your next question comes from the line of Katie Leclerc from News 12, Long Island. Your line is now open.
Katie?
Moving on to the next participant, Rosane Borchardt from Hamodia.
Hello, Mr. Governor. I'd like to ask you about the claim by people in your administration that the reason you didn't release the full numbers is that they were preliminary. The administration releases preliminary numbers all the time, COVID rates, COVID positivity rates. How are we really supposed to believe that the reason that these were not released were just because they were preliminary? And I do have a follow-up.
Beth, you want to repeat what you said?
Yes. So the distinction between the two data sets is that the data that we reported for in-facility deaths is verified by firsthand knowledge. The out-of-facility deaths, there were concerns related to the potential for double counting and also a lack of ability to follow up and verify. So those questions ultimately have been answered. The overall number of deaths was always reported. That did not change. Then when we had verified the data, the numbers were rerun. The report is now updated and on DOH's website, and everyone can see from that analysis that the curves did not change and the results are still supported by both data sets.
Yeah. And let me just, last point, let me just add a little context because everybody forgets, so much goes on. You forget yesterday. The question was, did the March 25th DOH memo create more deaths at nursing homes? That was the question. That was the charge by President Trump starting last year. That was the constant political refrain. The March 25th memo was a mistake, caused deaths. That was the whole issue. Now, it was nonsensical on its face, right? Because the March 25th memo followed federal guidance, which everybody agreed to. If the federal guidance was wrong, why didn't they change the federal guidance? States were still following the same guidance. States still are following the same guidance. We were in the middle of overrunning the hospital system. The people were no longer contagious, but the charge was the March 25th memo created deaths in the nursing homes. That was the charge. The report responded to that charge with the accurate data. Once you say March 25th memo didn't create deaths, then whatever the number of deaths are in hospitals or in nursing homes, they are. And we always reported the total number of deaths. The question on the table was, did DOH make a mistake in the March 25th memo? And once you say no, which is what the report said, then whatever the number of people who died in nursing homes, whether we're 45th in the state or in the nation or 34 in the nation, that's not the question. It's, did you do something wrong on March 25th? And the answer was no. COVID came in from the staff. All right, thank you, guys. You have a very good day, and back to work. Thank you.
Well, you've been listening to the Q&A portion of the governor's conference call as he responds to the growing list of scandals in Albany. We're going to take a quick break. Of course, we'll bring you all the latest first at 5 on this, and we'll be right back on Most Buffalo in a minute.